Hey guys, Blaumagier here, and let's play BS The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. For those who don't know, this game was a limited run special thing done on the BSX satellite software for the Super Famicom in Japan. I think it was only run twice, so if it weren't for hackers and emulation and all, this would be lost to time. 6 years ago, the hero Link threw down the king of evil, Ganon. Since then, the land of Hyrule is basked in a time of peace. But then, one day, ha 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 ha! Help me! Yeah ha ha ha! Each night, I have dreamt the same dream, the black shadow over that vast temple. Why does it haunt my memories? No, I can only hope that nothing terrible will happen. In her dreams, the princess sensed a new danger. Then, that day. Huh? What is that strange light in the east? Princess Zelda followed the mysterious brilliance. Whoa, now, what could that have been? It's almost as though something fell from the sky. Who is this? A strange youth was lying there. Ah, is that you, Agina? Oh, if it isn't Princess Zelda. I saw a strange beacon of light shining from here. What has happened? This here young'un dressed something unusual. Ah, not dead, I hope. Princess, this child doesn't hail from the village. There's no time to worry about such things. Come, this youth could be injured. Hurry and help me, please. Carrying the youth, Agina and Princess Zelda hurry to the nearby shrine. It is strange, but there appears to be no wounds. We shall allow this youth to rest here. It has been a long time, Agina. You look well. You are as beautiful as ever, Princess Zelda. Tee-hee-hee. While we speak of such things, I have not seen old Sahasrara recently. My elder brother warned me that danger surrounds Hyrule. He went in search of Link, the hero. Link, the hero! Link the hero, the legendary swordsman who alone fought Ganon. Seeking no adventure, he left Hyrule behind. You as well? I too have been dreaming only nightmares of late. I feel as though a shadow draws near. Princess, this place may also be rife with danger. Please return to Hyrule Castle. You speak the truth. I will leave for the castle at once, but Agina... The youth who appeared in the light. I feel the strange power about this one. If endowed with courage, this could be the hero of light. You don't say. With these words, Princess Zelda took leave of Agina's shrine. Urgh! Huff! This is a disaster! Aren't you the soldier who was at the Eastern Temple? What's wrong? Are you alright? You're hurt! A horde of monsters came at us from nowhere! All other soldiers defending the temple with me were killed! It looks like they haven't appeared here yet, but ugh! Oi! Hold on to your strength. So, Zelda's prophecy has been fulfilled. If the monsters have returned, then... The princess departed a long time ago. She must be escorted safely to the castle. But what will happen to Hyrule now? We must rely on the youth. A new danger has befallen the legendary kingdom of Hyrule. Can the mysterious youth save this doomed land? BS Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. This game was actually released exactly 6 years after A Link to the Past was in Japan. Hence why this game actually takes place 6 years later. Anyways, you can be a boy, and that's what his face looks like. Or you can be a girl, and that's what her face looks like. Either way, your body's going to look like Link, so it doesn't really matter. The boy and the girl are actually the mascots of the BSX service in Japan. So, when this game originally aired, your character was based on your name and your gender was based on your BSX ID. So, anyway, I'll play as the boy, because I'm a guy. Ah, so you've awakened, young child, from another world. You are wrapped in a mysterious light which brought you here, although I don't know what it was. So naturally, I do not know who you are. But, according to Princess Zelda, this land of Hyrule once again faces a crisis, and only you can stop it. I didn't believe it at first, but now I think we ought to heed those words. To learn more, you must go to the Eastern Temple. The location is marked on your map. Go outside and press the X button. You received the big bag. It can carry an assortment of items. It's very practical. This will help you carry anything that you find on your journey. Be careful as you go. If there's something you don't understand, return here. I can give you some good advice. So, the first thing you're going to notice is all the text at the bottom of the screen there. In the original airings of this game, they actually had live voice actors, because St. Giga is like a radio broadcast. So that was something that they were actually able to do then. There's our map. It's a little bit glitchy running on actual hardware. Go ahead and use the gold bee because it's got a limited use. As soon as you get a sword, you can't use the gold bee anymore. But, yeah, this is a really neat game. In the original airings, they had people talking, and what you see at the bottom is pretty much the only way that that can be replicated. Hurry up, bee. Kill that Akara. In the original airings, it did not have the text at the bottom of the screen there. So, the voices are lost, but this is what we've got instead. Listen carefully. It's easy to break down walls that look crumpled. Set a bomb at such a place, and a path will be opened. Alright. So there's a lot of walls you can bomb in this. You may notice at the top left it says time. This is a timed affair. You have 50 minutes in each episode to complete it. That's why you're not really going to see me slowing down, and that's also going to make it a little interesting for as far as figuring out where I'm going to divide episodes up into. I might just make 50-minute episodes for each of the 4 chapters. I don't know. But one of the things in this game is that it was a competitive affair. Notice I've got 5 digits for rupees up there, and I believe that's how you would compete, is with rupees. And I got the level 1 sword there. Listen carefully. Use an item to open a path through the fragile part of the left wall. And I believe the left wall sounds like it can be bombed. There's the normal sound of a non-bombable wall for reference. So I like to just go through the dungeons, lift up every single pot, you know, bomb quite a few walls. We've got several bombs now, so this will be good. And one of the interesting things about this is that since it's a timed thing, there's the map there. I'll probably check the map quite a bit just so I can easily see where the bomb walls are. But since it's a timed thing, there are little power-ups and things that happen at certain points in time. And at the bottom of the screen, they'll tell you what's going on. It's a little bit too hectic for me to read everything they say at the bottom of the screen, so hopefully the resolution will be good enough that you guys can read it yourselves. And if not, and you really want to know what it says, then I suggest downloading this game. This is one time that I actually support emulation and ROM hacking and all that. I mean, I usually support ROM hacking, but this is one time that I really support emulation. Because were it not for emulation, this game would be lost to the annals of time. They don't air this anymore. The BSX service doesn't even run anymore. So, I think that this is a great use of emulation. This game is amazing. It could have stood up on its own as a full retail release. That's how awesome I think it is. And I'm going to play through it. Finally get our small shield there. And it's going to feel familiar, but new at the same time to fans of A Link to the Past. And since I think The Link to the Past is the best game, this was a super treat for me when I first found out about it. Yeah, definitely gonna be checking the map a lot to find these bomb walls. Because I can't really hear my volume while I'm recording, so going around tapping walls isn't gonna do too much for me. Because I like to keep my volume low enough so that my microphone isn't picking up the game volume on top of it being recorded directly from the console. And we got a red Stelphos there. I'm not going to be taking the time to make sure I have the right name for all the enemies. I don't have the time for it. Kinda gotta hurry. Like I said, you got 50 minutes to do each chapter. And I like to maximize my rupees. I'm gonna try to go for a good high score. And I am gonna show off everything. If you press R, it's not really showing you like it's supposed to, but it's supposed to show you everything that you should have in that episode. I don't know why it's not. Maybe... Ah, there you go. If you press start and press R, that will show you what you should have by the end of the episode. That's what it is. I don't know what this is. Maybe it just explains your items that you have. Whatever. We'll continue on. Got a blue Stelphos there. So you may notice already that the dungeon is different than you would expect from the Eastern Palace. It's got the same art, but the layout is totally different. Let's see, I believe these were called Popos. Some of the names I remember from my Link to the Past Let's Play. Now, I think it's great what they did with this game. They offer a variety of patches to enhance the experience, a few of which I've actually used for my run. I do believe I have included the patch that turns the Witch's Assistant into Maple, just like the Game Boy Advance version. And I believe I also installed the patch that allows you to pick up the Book of Medora and the Cape, which the game has room for in the inventory screen, but normally you don't ever actually pick them up. You don't pick them up in Chapter 1, though, so that's getting a little ahead of myself. In each chapter, there are 8 heart pieces for you to collect, one of which is gathered by Shovel. And, in fact, you can go back to previous areas in future chapters and gather all of the heart pieces except for the one that you have to dig up. So that means that if you start from chapter 4 with nothing, you could potentially get everything except for a lot of the rupees and 3 of the heart pieces. Hopefully I've gotten all the hidden rooms here, yeah. Now, in each dungeon there's going to be an upgrade to your bomb and arrow capacity. I believe each one costs 50 rupees. If you run across them, I highly recommend actually taking advantage of it. We got the bow in that chest, which is good because we will need the bow shortly. I will now certainly receive rupees for any slain monster. Okay, so for probably about 2 minutes, anytime I kill a monster, I'll get rupees. Like that. This is a good time to farm up rupees. And I'm not sure exactly how it worked in Japan, because obviously I was not in Japan when they aired these, but I believe rupees is what they used for measuring the competitive nature for this game. Okay. Go up 2 rooms, and I will encounter a bombable wall. Oh, soon I'll have infinite arrows, which is good. because I actually have a boss coming up. I don't know, I think if I do split up these videos, I'll probably just split it up at the second dungeon before I enter. Because generally the way these chapters work is you want to do the dungeons as soon as possible, and then go around on the overworld and collect heart pieces and stuff. But I know the first section here well enough that I can divide it up. And in fact, there is a point that I want to do some overworld exploration before I move on to the second dungeon. Because you buy the flippers in this chapter, and there's a point in time where you can get them cheap. There's the Pegasus boots here, which they actually work a little bit differently. You can change directions while running, so that's nice. I actually really like that. Looks like you're headed for trouble. Do you want to carry more arrows? You bet. Alright. And I believe that is everything in the dungeon explored. Yep. So let's just take out the boss. And I'm just gonna fire arrows like mad because I have an infinite supply of them now. And the old spin the sword while collecting the item thing still works. After all, it is built on a Link to the Past engine. You got a strange stone tablet. Does this stone tablet have some kind of significance? You bet it does. And our magic gets restored. And we are done with the first dungeon. That didn't take too long at all. Well, we got some Armos out here, as you would expect in the Eastern Palace area. I'm not going to spend too long fighting them. I'm going to try to get some of the heart pieces, particularly ones that I have to bomb. Because pretty soon an event will happen where you can't bomb anything outside. Now they're talking about the magic shop. That's another thing. The magic shop will have a special potion very similar to the elixir in Wind Waker. They'll sell one per chapter. It's a gold potion, and it recovers all your hearts and powers up your weapon. So that's why I say it's similar to the elixir in Wind Waker. I don't think it goes away if you get hit. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, it doubles your power for 2 minutes. I like to get them and then just save them, because, you know, you never know if you might need it in a later chapter. Personally, I honestly can get through the entire thing without using it. But it's there. This game is definitely a lot easier as far as, you know, how many hits bosses and stuff take. But I suppose that's due to the time limit that the game is on. The dungeons are very simplified and super streamlined. And just going through them once will generally be enough for you to figure out how to get through it. Over here, they're going to force you to use this trick in order to get the heart piece. Down here, there's a mini game that opens up late in the episode. I'll show it off, but I'm not going to spend too much time because that one is really, really hard to make any actual amount of rupees off of. Let's see, I've already gotten one heart piece there. That was our first one. Oh, there's a wall I can bomb. There's a few heart pieces scattered about this area. And this guy is going to give me 300 rupees. It's a secret to everybody. I'm going to see how many rupees I can mass up. I think my highest score is something like 2,130 for episode 1. We'll see if I can improve on that. One thing you definitely don't want to forget to do I actually did this once. Just come back here and bomb the wall. Because there are rupees. And our second heart piece. Ah, the fog has appeared. That means that very soon I'll be unable to bomb things outside. This is also going to get rid of a lot of the enemies here temporarily. And after the fog, as you might imagine, the rain will come. When it's raining, you can't lay bombs, or you can lay them, but they never explode. Okay, I've already been in here. I believe that's all there is for the Eastern Palace area. Now, if we look at our map, there's actually a very limited amount of space we can actually go to right now. I actually really like this design. It's really neat. And in later episodes, you can go back to these old areas. You'll get a power-up that allows you to traverse whatever barrier is in your way. But there's actually little to do if you've imported your save from a previous chapter. I'm gonna stop running into my bomb explosions. I believe over here is a Great Fairy Cave. So we need to restore your hearts. There's that. Now, one of the heart pieces in Chapter 1 here is actually only going to appear after a certain time. And the rain has started, so now the only enemies we're going to find are Zoras, which always drop bombs, so that's nice. But, let's see, there's a shop here. But bombs we lay will never explode. Oh, actually, they just disappear. I thought they'd just stay there. But yeah, they don't explode. Down here we can see we have a barrier. We can't actually lift that up yet. So that's one of the neat things. And down here, there's actually more barriers. So that prevents us from progressing down that way. I guess it's as good as time as any to fill up on bombs. And there's another heart piece in here. It's our third piece of heart. Okay, now that it's raining, I don't know if they said it in the text down there, but King Zora's mood changes in the rain, which means he will offer the flippers at a discount. Instead of the usual 500, you can get them for 300. So that's what we want to do now, is get the flippers while it's raining. It only rains for like 5 minutes, I think. Which is good, because there's still a wall I need to bomb. And actually, before I go on, I will go ahead and buy my my gold potion. And the witch comes inside when it's raining, interestingly enough. If you're actually standing in here, you'll see her pushing her pot inside. So it's pretty neat. And then here's the assistant. She does the exact same as she does in A Link to the Past. Just tells you about the potions and gives you a free sample of the red one. There's another wall I can bomb, but not right now because it's raining. Here's the rental shop. This is actually an interesting thing here. You can buy a level 2 sword. It doesn't shoot beams, but it will power up your attacks. And you can rent the shovel. Actually, you can rent both of them. I think each of them lasts 10 minutes. I will do that later. I'm not going to bother with the sword, because I'm kind of going for a rupee high score here. But I will rent the shovel later so that I can get the heart piece with it. And here we enter Zora's domain. It's a lot smaller than it used to be. Well, what do you want of me? I want the flippers. Is that so? But I can't just give them away for free. If you give me 150 rupees, they're yours. What will you do? Wow, 150. I've never seen them that cheap. Wahaha! Then I'll give you these valuable flippers. Farewell. I guess it actually changes depending on the time, like while it's raining. I mean, normally they're 500. That much I know. And usually I get them like as soon as it starts raining, and they're like 300. So that's pretty interesting right there. And if we go down here, we have another fairy fountain. While it's raining, you can still bomb indoors, just not outdoors. And this guy will give us 300 more rupees. Keep it a secret from everybody. Now, over here, where normally there would be the Well of Wishing, is actually the second dungeon. So let's go ahead and take this out. One thing to note is that in each episode, there's only actually two... excuse me. There's only 2 dungeons. As you might expect, with there being 4 episodes, 2 dungeons per episode, for 8 dungeons. Listen carefully. If a torch goes out, use the lantern to relight it. Alright. Nope. Looks like we randomly got a Bombo's cast. Well, not randomly, but there's actually very little random about these events. In fact, there's nothing random about them. They're all very much set in stone to happen at very precise times. Alright, there's the compass already. Although I'm more interested in the map so that I can find all the nooks and crannies. Alright, we got some hovers in here. Alright, and with that key we can head back to the first room. And over here we got 3 Stalfos that we have to defeat. Not that took very much. I like to pull on the tongues of these guys because I never know when there's a hidden secret. There's our map. Got some Igors up here. Take them out no problem with a pot. And over this way, got even more Igors. And take care of that. Let's just go into the next room. But we got a secret here. It's taking me a little bit to get used to the controls here because I just recently, as in like 2 days ago, let's played the Game Boy Advance version of Link to the Past, and the controls are a little bit different, particularly in the menu there, selecting your sub-item. One thing that's nice is that you can stop dashing just by simply letting go of the button. guess that is a feature that had to be changed since normally you would have to change directions to stop dashing. I really like the changes with the Pegasus boots. That's a really nice touch. Makes the Pegasus boots a lot better to use. And there's the big key there. And that gives us the magical boomerang. There apparently is no standard boomerang in this game, just the magical one. Actually, there is an upgrade to the magical boomerang later. How rude. More rupees there. And yeah, there's a bomb I can wall. I really need to stop saying that. Just can't help it, it comes off the tongue so naturally. Besides, I doubt NCS would be upset that I keep stealing his line. After all, they say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. Alright, over here is something that I'm surprised A Link to the Past never made you do. You had to use the boomerang to get that key. You could throw the boomerang to grab items you can't reach. I mean, I am honestly surprised that A Link to the Past never made you do that to grab a key. And we gotta bomb this wall here. And that leads to our upgrade guy. Carry more bombs. Well, looks like the fog is cleared, so once I get out of here I can once again lay bombs, which is good because there's a couple of caves I need to blow a hole open in. I hate dark rooms, I really do, but pretty sure this wall right here could be bombed. To give us 20 rupees. Nice. I believe that's all that's in here. Yep. And you see right there, the fortune teller is telling you about one of the heart pieces. So you can get a hint on heart pieces in this game. If you can't find them. It's always nice, I suppose. Alright. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of reprieve here from the darkness. Not a lot, but a little bit. You know, every little bit helps. And we're leaving the darkness now. Sweet. And I just got a couple of rooms to bomb, and then we'll take on the boss. Progress is going quite well in this chapter. We've got about 20 minutes left. And I'm about done with the second dungeon. And I've already got... well, I can't see my heart pieces. I think I've got 3 of them. Maybe I have more. Anyway, there's rupees here. I believe these are the type of rupees that if you don't grab them all, then whatever you leave after you first grab one will disappear when you come back. Oh, there's a tongue you can pull for 100 rupees. I really do enjoy this game. I would not mind seeing this game brought to the 3DS in some form. That would be awesome. But nah, it probably won't be. This is one of those games that, were it not for emulation, would just be lost forever. Anyway, it's time for the boss, the Moldorm. No! Ah, fret not. This guy is actually a lot easier than the Moldorm you know. Because not only does he take less hits, but you can't actually fall down a level. That hole just damages you if you fall down it. And that magic was just a few seconds too late. Now that I think it really would have done anything against the Moldorm. And that is the second stone tablet. You got a strange stone tablet. Does the stone tablet have some kind of significance? Oh, I reckon we'll find out soon. Alright, we got 3 heart pieces. This one right here makes 4. That's the one that only appears after a certain time. The one that I talked about earlier, that is. Alright, so now that we have both of the stone tablets for this chapter, all that's left is to find the 4 heart pieces I'm missing, and any remaining rupees to be found. Now, it's a good thing I could not bomb the wall to this cave earlier, because I needed the boomerang to make any progress in here. And that's our 5th heart piece. And I know where all 3 of the remaining are, so that's good, we're on track. So we'll go ahead and rent this shovel. It's 100 rupees for 10 minutes. And if we look at our map, hopefully it won't glitch out too badly, we can see where the X is. It's over there near the bridge. So we'll need to get over there and start digging. And Witch is back outside again. Can't go up there, but I can jump off here and go into this waterfall. And there's another bomb I can wall. I mean, wall I can bomb. I really did not mean to say it that time. Man, you say it too much and it just becomes habit. Anyways, that was our 6th heart piece. I'm not too worried about losing the shovel before I get a chance to dig it up. As you can see, our way is blocked in the water. I mean, it's interesting how they blocked off the world in each of these chapters. And it's really interesting how it all comes together in the end. And you see we can't go that way because we got those stones that we need the Titan's Mitt for. Oh, we just had an event for fairies to appear. Here's another wall we can bomb. Yeah, I said it right that time. Containing our 7th heart piece. So that just means we have 1 heart piece remaining. In case anyone was wondering, the ocarina that's in our inventory actually does what the magic mirror would do. Wow, first try. Awesome. And that's our 8th heart piece. But the ocarina actually does what the magic mirror would do in the original game. Well, sort of. There is no Dark World, so it can't return you from the Dark World. But it does return you to the beginning of a dungeon. And that is gonna do it for this chapter. How strange. Where did Princess Zelda go off to? All I can do now is just wander around until an event happens. Because the minigame is not open yet. This way, Magic Shop. This way, Hyrule Castle. We searched every corner of the castle. Princess! Have you seen Princess Zelda? She went out by herself this morning. I should have returned. Already. I'm worried, but I can't leave my post. So we can't actually get into the castle, but that's alright. I'm just gonna run around until this event happens. It actually will happen over here. And actually, I think I'm gonna head over that way. Because you can see one of the interesting things about this game, in that the NPCs move around at certain times. So over here is where we will find Zelda once the event starts. She's not just gonna magically poof, she's actually gonna walk over here. Unfortunately, there's little I can do else in the game at this point until this happens, because I've really already found all of the other secrets. But you don't have to worry, the event thing down at the bottom will tell you when Zelda needs to be saved, so it's not too easy to miss it. I mean, I suppose it's easy to miss it, but it's easy enough to see it, too. That's what I'm saying. Any minute now. Any minute now. Now, I don't think you'll be able to see characters walk from off-screen. Like, I mean, if I walked onto this screen here, I don't think I'd see Zelda walking over this way. But on this screen, I will see Zelda eventually appear and start walking this way. Eventually. Yeah, I kinda had a feeling this would happen. Don't worry though, later chapters there's a bit more to do, dungeons get a little bit longer. Yep, here we go. She's being chased. Thank you for saving me. Those monsters had chased me all the way into this place. My name is Zelda. I live in Hyrule Castle to the west of here. Please take me to the castle. With pleasure. I woke up early this morning, and when I looked outside, a ray of light fell from the sky. I felt that something might come looking for that light. Finding you collapsed. At the time, I wondered why you had appeared there, but now I understand why you were brought here. You are the hero of light. Yeah, baby. You remind me of someone else I know, someone who saved me in the past. No, not just me, but the Kingdom of Hyrule. He was small, but a true hero. Dang. Why are you telling me this again? I was able to return safely thanks to your help. Princess! Princess! Thank goodness you're safe! Where have you been? I'm sorry to have worried you, but I was being chased by monsters. This is the friend who saved me. What? You're the one who saved the princess? But how could such a small child defeat such dangerous monsters? I'm sorry, a person's age doesn't matter. Oh dear, I still have to thank you. Please accept this small rupee reward. Alright, 300 rupees. Lucky you received 300 rupees for saving someone's life. Aw yeah. There is actually one more event that happens, and it should be opening up any minute now. I just have to find it. Now the mini game that I was talking about earlier is open now. So the other thing that I have to find is a mole somewhere. The last time I found him on that screen, and he usually appears in the same place, but I have seen him in places that, like, guides for this game don't list him as appearing yet. Like, now he's here. do believe the hole is always in the same place, though. Moly ho! Moly ho! Holy moly ho! You're in luck, you found me! I'll tell you where to find some great treasure. Listen carefully. Go to the west of the magic shop for something good. Hurry! And then, of course, they'll say, the mole's hole is open. We've already met him today. Alright, so west of the magic shop is right up here. Moly ho! You made it! I dug a hole. There's a lot of treasure inside. So let's go on inside. Examine these treasure chests. Alright, found 100 rupees. Alright, found another 100 rupees. Alright, 100 more. Alright, 100 more. Alright, 100 more. Is that all? Nope. There's 100 more. Yeah, I almost got 2,400. Alright, well, the last thing for me to show off is the mini-game. Each chapter has a mini-game that opens really late in the chapter. I guess it's for people like me who have completed everything else and just want a chance to increase their rupees with their remaining time. The funny thing is, there's still a few events that have yet to occur. Anyway, we have to drop down this hole. Relieve stress at the pot smashing store. Just 50 rupees for 15 seconds. To smash all the pots you want. You shouldn't get greedy and keep smashing the shining pots for rupees. Won't you give it a try? I'll do it. Alright, it's a hammer. You can use it with the Y button. Now you can smash the flowing pots like crazy. So you got these glowing pots, and the more that you hit in a row, the greater the value of the rupees that come out of them. But if you miss, then the value of the next one drops to a green rupee. Now the thing about it is, you don't have to hit all of them in a row as they appear, but once one leaves the screen, your rupees reset. It's kind of a ripoff, honestly. It's really, really hard to get any amount of rupees on that game, so I don't really like to waste too much time doing that one. But, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Chapter 1 of the Ancient Stone Tablets. Next time I'll bring you Chapter 2, but I'm not going to end things off early here, because there is a little story segment afterwards. Like I said, there'll be a story segment at the beginning and at the end of each episode. And I hope you guys appreciate this, because I am playing this on an actual Super Nintendo using my flash cart. And for some reason this game does not like actual hardware. It runs great on an emulator, but on actual hardware I had to reset it so many times before it would play with minimal glitches, and you're still seeing some of the glitches in the text. I had the same problem with another game that I Let's Played recently. And I hope I don't have much problem with the later chapters. Unfortunately, they are separate ROMs, and after this is over, I'll have to get my save file and rename it so that the other ROMs can pick up the save file and continue from there. I really do wish that they would compile these all into just one ROM. But, you know, I guess beggars can't be choosers. One neat thing you can do, because of the way it's set up, is you can actually take your cleared Chapter 4 save file and put it back into Chapter 1 and just start with everything. I mean, I guess that's one neat thing you could do since they have it set up the way it is. So yeah, just gotta kill 6 more minutes here. Maybe I'll speed up the video here or something. Oh no, I don't really want to skip any events if they occur though. Let's see what the fortune teller has to say. Hocus Pocus, if you want to know more about your items, push the R button. Welcome back, you have journeyed enough for today. If you believe nothing has been left behind, rest for a while. Yep. This is what I've got: the bow, magic boomerang, bombs, bug catching net, ocarina, the lamp, gold potion in 1 bottle, Pegasus boots, flippers, 2 tablets, 8 heart pieces, green tunic, small shield, level 1 sword, and I should have the bow, magic boomerang, bombs, bug catching net, ocarina, lantern, Pegasus boots, flippers, 1 bottle, 2 tablets, level 1 sword, small shield, green tunic, and a total of 8 hearts. How many hearts do I actually have? Well, I have 20 right now because of the power-up in effect. I guess when it wears off, I can check how many hearts I have. Too bad there's no hurricane spin in this one. That would be fun to play around with what little time I have left. I guess I'll just kill stuff and see if I can get up to, well, never mind, I just did. Let's see if I can get up to 2,400 rupees. Kill these Armooses here. Alright, my life has returned to normal and I have 8 hearts. So that is everything. I have collected everything. All that's left is to wait for these last 3 minutes. Master Agina, the heart containers have returned to normal. That's so, young one, you must be especially careful. Careful of what? I'm done. Done, old man. So yeah, I like what they did restoring this. From what I was reading about it, it took a lot of work to actually get it to this playable state. Like originally when the ROM was dumped, I don't know how it was dumped, but when it was dumped, like, all it was like a black screen with, I think, NPCs and objects placed. You couldn't really walk around in it. There was like no collision or whatever. And through a series of a bunch of patches, they made it playable with the textures laid down and everything like that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they actually had to rebuild the dungeons from scratch. Like, I think even after they had the ROM dumped and they had it playable, like, the dungeons weren't laid out properly. And they actually had somebody that played the game that remembered how the dungeons were laid out, help with laying out the dungeons for this. So, that's pretty cool. The only thing that could make it better is if they could somehow get the original voices and lay them in on top of this, but that is not going to happen. Those voices were a live broadcast, and apparently nobody recorded it, so no such luck. Not like it really matters for us, though. They would be Japanese anyway, so I'm just as good with the subtitles down there. 1 minute left. Hurry and complete any tasks yet unfinished. Yeah, like you really have time to do anything by the time he says that. Yep, just killing time. How are you doing, young one? Do you tire? It looks as though you were able to help Princess Zelda. It seems that you're striving to be a hero in bravery as well. Thank you for rescuing me. You're the only one left who can help us. Though your task is difficult, please don't give up. Princess, it looks as though the youth has found some stone tablets. Mysterious characters are written here. However, I believe that more of these tablets are hidden around Hyrule. Is that so? It is possible that if one travels to my brother's house in Kakariko Village, some clues will be found. Princess, I think you should try accompanying the youth. Oh, sorry, but I should not leave the castle again. Please return home safely. Ah, this is the house of my brother, no, of Sahasrahla, the elder of Hyrule. It has grown late. We will rest here. So that pretty much tells us that the next episode will take place in Kakariko Village and the surrounding area. Still a long way to go. Don't forget to rename your SRM file, hee hee hee. That's obviously a note added in by the hackers of the ROM, just to remind you that you need to change your file name in order to get it to work with the next ROM in the series. Anyway, that's my score this time. 158,000 points. Nice. No deaths, 2 stone tablets, 8 hearts, and 2,426 rupees. Sweet. Anyways, this is gonna be it for BS The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets, Chapter 1. I am Blaumagier, and I will see you guys next time as we take on Chapter 2. See you guys then.